I'm in a bit of a fog. I figured this would be better because I didn't have to talk too much. So I decided today to do some sewing, and that way I'm not talking too much. Talking seems to hurt the most. Okay? So let's get on with it. Hang on a second here. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. So this, I'm sorry folks, give me a second here. This tripod thing does not want to do as it's told. Alrighty, let's do that. And then doot doot. Hi, how's it going? I was worried there was nobody here when I got here. All right, now, just a teeny, there we go. How's that, folks? Is that okay? Hey, Seashell, Frida, Callie Chaos, we haven't seen you in a while. Christian Delorme. Delorme? So, I'm not going to do a lot of talking. I got a crock pot full of soup. I started this one so that I knew which way to go, right? So, make sure everything's on tight. How's everybody doing today? We got another foot of snow between last night and this afternoon. Quite, I'm waiting for our plow guy to come and plow our road. Okay. Oops. Where is my thing now? Oh, for the love of crikey. Okay, come here. I'll tell you, folks. Oh, yeah, it just started. Hey, Dave in Yahoo Junction. Yeah, I've got to pull this up a little bit so I can tuck. There we go. My foot pedal in there. Got to finish last week's one. Yeah, got a fire going last night. Got quite chilly yesterday, and then today, or last night, we got snow. More, it's not that it's like really, really cold, like minus 20 or minus 40, like it gets sometimes. It's not even that. It's the fact that it is getting a little bit milder, and even though the snow is not melting or anything, it's still damp. I feel damp more than I feel cold. No, we just got here. Hey, how's it going, Corey? Hi, Linda. Hi, Seashell. How's everybody doing today? I'll have a sip of my tea here. Okie dokie, artichoke. All right. Oh, come on, you. Nice and tidy. You are not behaving there. Hey, Patricia, how are you, Patricia Carson? It has been a dog's age. Where have you been? Is everything okay? How are you doing today, Frida? Here's Patricia Johnny Carson! Oh my goodness, got a big pot of soup on. I've got halfway through my dishes. I'm trying to fold laundry. Just trying to get back into a rhythm of life here. Do I have room for one more? Nope. Alrighty. Okay. Now. Is Lena K here? She over there. It's actually easier to do it like this if you're good at eyeballing it. Okay, now. These. Okay, it's going to go like this next. Okay. Yes, it is. Okay, good. I'm just trying to remember which direction to lay them in. Hey, Sybil! How's everybody doing? Yes, there is going to be a Patrons Live this afternoon when I'm done here. I still have a few dishes I gotta get. Okay, you know, a few is a mass under-exaggerate, you know what I mean. Yes, I'm medicated, folks. Oh. You're doing okay, just a lot slower? What's going on in your life, honey? I'm actually getting really excited about the garden. Like this time last year, it was like, do I really want to do this again? But now that I have the 2 new beds and I'm going to be able to raise the other ones, I'm really quite excited about how I'm going to revamp my garden. Mostly so the walker can get around in it. And all my beds will be higher. Okay. Alrighty. Let's do the next one. I'm not talking much. I got drool coming out of the corners of my mouth. Okay. This way. Like so. And like so. Hunkies, hunkies, pieces, spice. I'm gonna see my honey tonight. So Howie's birthday is on Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Him and Briar's Christmas birthday present is they're going to see Megadeth or some such scary sounding rock group. But I think I'm going to make him his favorite chocolate cake, which is the Angie cake. I need to get more cocoa. I think I need more cocoa, and I should have told him that. Hang on a second. Oh, I've got my phone. It doesn't matter. I'll call him when I'm done. So, oh my goodness. I know it's really boring watching me sew. Did you like my pickle jar hack? I did that a while back. Not the video itself, but I was making lunch for Howie one night. And the only thing I had handy to grab the pickles was the whisk. And by God, if that isn't a... Uh-oh, what's sounding odd here? Something's sounding odd. And it's looking odd. Okay, we have to pull you back a little bit. So it's one of those things that, it was just pure accident that I actually discovered that. Okay, let's do it. This. I love these scissors. God, I love these scissors. God bless Renita Madrid. Okay. Oh, shite. I actually pulled that block apart a bit. Well, we'll have to fix it. Go on from there. Okay. Now, get back over here to the business at hand. Get over here. And that's another thing I've noticed. You know what? My hands, I'm dropping stuff like crazy. And it's not, like, I don't know if it's my arthritis or not, but it's not, like, I got pain in my hands. Hey, Karen! I got pain in my hands, but it's like I'm dropping stuff like crazy, but it's not from pain. It's like my hands aren't, I'm losing the dexterity in my hands. So, time to get the quilts done, and in short order. Oops, get up there. My son Arthur's on nights this week, which means he goes to work at about quarter after, or 2:45, I think. But I phoned him yesterday because I always phone, I see Howie go, if I'm awake in the morning when Howie's leaving, or if I wake up just after he's left, I'll phone him and say, have a good day, right? And it dawned on me that just because my son is a single dad, he's got no one saying goodbye, have a good day. So yesterday, not that I feel bad or anything for him, it's just that, he just, it's nice when you're getting up and you're going to work, it's nice to hear somebody say, have a good day. That can make all the difference between a crappy day and a good day. Okay, okay, right? So I phoned him and I said, you on your way to work? He said, yep. I said, well, I just phoned to tell you have a good day, son. And he goes, I love you, Mom. I got good sons. I really do. Well, I mean, and it's not like he's a full-time single dad. He's only a part-time. Like he's a dad. He's always a dad. Okay, that is my son. He is a good father. He is a very good father. And he doesn't have a wife or a woman to, have his back, have his support. That's why I work so very hard to make sure we try and at least go down every couple of months, So I'm hoping we're going to go down on Easter again this year. And hopefully this Easter, no one's going to die on me. Because holy smokes. That was a rough ride. That last year, 2025, was a hell of a year for me. Real rough year. But you know what? 2024, 2025. But whenever I go through a rough patch, I always realize, I put it in the back of my mind that there's always something to be learned from these rough patches. You know what I mean? God doesn't do anything by accident, right? Things don't happen by accident. They happen exactly as they're supposed to. And if we don't learn something from those things that we go through, then that's on us, right? Oh, oh, now I know my someone's getting boring. There's only 26 people here. Yeah, it was nuts. It's been a crazy few years, that's for sure. Sorry for the slurping. There's no avoiding it now. Oh, maybe there is. Alrighty then. My third reading book on Reading with Beverly Wolfe channel. I'll start another one and keep going. Well, thank you, honey. It's actually going right along. My reading channel is the one channel that stays pretty level, But thank you, darling. Okay. No, Bev. This way. Right. I ordered some seeds yesterday. I ordered rosemary, thyme, and I think chives. No. Yeah, because I got parsley and basil. I don't know if I got chives. Parsley, rosemary, and sage, I think is what I ordered. Because I'm going to, one way or another, this year, this has got to be straightened right there. This year, I'm going to try something new. Like I said before, I'm going to try planting herbs in and amongst the plants, right? And I'm not going to put all the tomatoes, just tomatoes. I'm going to put them all over the place. Why? To confuse the bugs. It never dawned on me. I heard that earlier this week, and I thought that makes absolute sense. If you put strong smelling herbs, do I have, yeah, yeah, but yes and no. It depends. But if you plant stuff higgly-piggly, some tomatoes, some celery, some peppers in one bed, tomato, celery, peppers in another, you know what I mean? You're going to confuse, and then you put herbs all through the gardens, you're going to confuse the bugs. Think about it. It's like walking through, you know how you walk through the mall, or I don't even know if they do this anymore. You walk through like a Sears store and they have a perfume counter, and you could be 2 aisles away, but you're going to smell that perfume counter. And if you're a perfume person, you're going to go for it. Well, gardens are kind of like that for bugs. And if you put all your tomatoes in one bed and all your celery in one bed, not necessarily celery, but all all your things in one bed each or one row each, you're actually setting up a perfume counter for the bugs. They're going to know by smell. So if you mix things up a bit, right, and plant herbs, things are gonna, oh shoot, I need a bag of soil too. Well, I'll have to get that later. It's going to confuse the bugs. They're not going to have that perfume counter. I smell a perfume counter 3 rows away. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Okay, here we go. I honestly think this is going to be a beautiful quilt. And I see why I'm getting a weird edge at the ends, because I'm not cutting this properly. There we go. Yeah, me too. We had this, or a candle store, or going into, oh, here's a good one. I don't know if they still do it anymore. Going into the Cracker Barrel. They used to have it. I don't know if they still do, but when you'd go into the Cracker Barrel, before you could get even into the restaurant, you'd be hit by smells of scented candles and stuff. Oh, did you? Hi, Lena. I was wondering where you were. And I'm not a fan of the Cracker Barrel. Never have been. But when we traveled with Nan, she had to eat at the Cracker Barrel once in a blue moon. So, but it's kind of like that, right? It's you can look at it both ways. You can say that all the scented candles and stuff distract you from the fact that it's a restaurant. And if you didn't know by the sign, you wouldn't know it was a restaurant when you walked in. Well, you can do the same with bugs, right? Confuse them. We're not supposed to kill them, because here's the thing. If you kill bugs with sprays or pesticides, even organic ones, you're also killing the beneficial bugs. Okay, that's the last of these. Okay, so I'm just gonna, I think I'll get 2 out of this one if I sew them together. So, a second. So what you want to do, and your herbs and stuff will attract beneficial insects as well. You got to plant flowers. I'm really, looking at this more from here's the deal, folks. I've been gardening for 45 years, and I learn something new every year, and that's one. Ran late, freezers show up. Thank goodness I have a code for my garage. Oh yeah. Hi Donna, how are you, darling? Well, this is all I'm going to be doing for quite some time. Tomorrow, Howie cabbage is on sale, and I ran out of cabbage making my borscht today. I used the last of my dehydrated cabbage. So Howie said they're on sale for 88 cents a pound. So I told him to grab me a couple of, now can I get 2 on here? Grab me a couple of cabbages. Yes, I can, easily. To dehydrate. And I think, so I don't have a seam at the end. I'm going to do it kind of halfway down here. So I'm going to be dehydrating cabbage tomorrow, because I love putting it in stuff. And if you haven't guessed, we're having borscht tonight, because I love borscht. Okay. So I said, Howie, you got to get some sour cream, and I used the last of my cabbage, and he said, well, they're on sale, so I'll grab a couple. So I'll be dehydrating cabbage tomorrow, but I'm going to plant some this year. I am going to plant me some cabbage. I'm just not starting them until next week, because cabbages have a tendency to get really big really quick if you're not careful. And I want them to have a good start, but right? Okay. I'm gonna keep my eye on you. I made borscht. Howie would eat borscht over spaghetti any day. I haven't made spaghetti in a week or so. I want my mouth to be healed before I put anything that acidic in my mouth. But he'd eat borscht over spaghetti. Where did you come from? Where did you come from? You look like you're missing a row. You are. You're missing a dark row. Look at that. Okay, so I'm going to put you on here, and when I get to the darks, when mine get to this big, I will add that in. Oh, all right, we need light. Now on these, we have duckies. Okay, I've already done this one. All right, let's do this one. Whoops, cheese and crackers, Bev, you're making a mess. Honeydew. No, I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to keep my eye on you. Whoops. Tweedle, 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 no. It's tender. If I talk too much, believe it or not. It's tender, but it's doing good. Yesterday was rough. It's hard to believe that by the third day, it was actually worse than the second day. Yesterday, I could barely talk because every time I talked, it hurt. But I got to tell you, rinses with warm salt water twice a day, morning and night. And it's all good. Also, last night while we were watching TV, it was starting to hurt and I didn't want to take any Tylenol or anything because I was so close to going to bed. So I got a cold bottle of water. Oh, I should put some water in the fridge. I got a cold bottle of water out of the fridge. I have been drinking our well water, but only for tea. You know what I mean? I got a cold bottle of water out of the fridge, and holding the cold water in my mouth before I swallow for like 5 seconds really made a difference. So, see how, I don't know if you can see that. See how this kind of curves? Whoops. See how this kind of curves out that way? That's because when I cut them with the rotary cutter, I'm just cutting down the middle. I'm not. Okay. Oh. Get over there a little bit. There we go. Hey, Missy! How's it going? Hi, Kimmy! Oh, oxtail. Oh, you know, soup bones, like marrow bones and oxtail, used to be cheap. Now they treat them like they're gold, because they are. I made Howie pork chops and garlic, carrots, and potatoes. And how I do that is I just empty carrots, a jar of carrots in a colander and a jar of potatoes in a colander. And then I pat them, I let them rest and toss them with dry paper towel. And then I get some butter, almost browned, in a pot with some garlic. And then you just saute them and then set them aside. So that's what Howie had last night. But because it was a quart of carrots and a quart of potatoes, there was too much for Howie. So I just threw them in the crock pot with a carton of broth. I was going to make another video because it's never the same twice because it's a leftover makeover meal. But you guys pretty much understand how I make borscht, right? It's basically clean out the refrigerator soup with beets and cabbage. I mean, I'm going to have to iron those, I think. Hey, Livin', how's it going? Well, my mouth's still tender, but I'm managing. I'm not eating popcorn at bedtime anymore for my bedtime snack, so I make a bunch of little tiny cubes of cheese and an applesauce cup. And I'll suck on the cheese. I'll put it on my tongue and then push it up against the roof of my mouth until it melts. And I'll eat an unsweetened applesauce. So we're getting there. Tonight I'm having a borscht. Last night when Howie had pork chops and carrots and potatoes, I had boiled eggs and toast. I was really careful with the toast too. You forget, man, when you don't have teeth, when you're new to not having teeth, and you got a piece of toast in your hand, you be bloody careful. You forget. I almost bit down on a piece of like crusty toast last night. And I went, ooh, that was almost painful. I remember when Mom went grocery shopping at the butcher, she would get free backs and necks from the chicken. Oh, wow. Wow. That would be all. I wonder if our butcher would do that. But our butcher does mostly meat and pork. But you know what? One of these days I'm going to go into my favorite butcher store in Gatineau. And I'm going to ask. I'm going to phone before I ask. I'm coming in to buy a couple of steaks. You got any free soup bones or chicken necks or turkey necks or anything like that? I'll ask. It doesn't hurt to ask. And these days, folks, I don't know how people with kids are doing it. I really don't. Because, you know, things are not cheap. You know what I mean? Even cheap garbage. Stuff that should be put on the rack. You know the rack I'm talking about for the stuff that's going over apples and stuff. They're selling shit like that. You know, I'm actually really glad I'm not eating oranges or clementines right now. Because I would get a bag, and no matter how good it looked, when you stuck your hand in, you got a soft one. You did that with a potato, a Dorito. Oh, Missy. Hey, Renita. I was just thinking of you. I was just saying, I think of you every time I use my magic scissors. And my God, they are magic. Just trim that a little bit straighter. So Howie and Briar are going to a Megadeth concert on Sunday for Howie's birthday. So I'm going to take the day. Maybe I'll sit and sew or quilt in the quilt frame or something like that. Who knows what I'll do on Sunday. It's Howie's birthday, but I have to I'm going to make him his chocolate cake that he likes that Angie made. The Hershey's cocoa cake. I'll have to check my cocoa before I phone him though. We're getting down there. See, it takes longer to go through a set of blocks. The bigger they get, the longer it takes. Oh, I can whistle. Not as good as I could before, though. See, it's perfect when they're right close together like that. I think I'm going to iron these, though. You saw them open for Iron Maiden? Oh, wonderful! I have to get my channels earning again, folks. I got to come up with $2,000 by the May long weekend. So I'm going to start working again. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing a live while I shred cabbage for the dehydrator. But it'll probably be a Life of the Wolfies video when it's done. You know what I mean? That was Corey's idea. Corey's a very smart baby boy. Where is Corey? After having mine pulled, every time I went potty, I gargled and rinsed with salty water. That's what I do. That's what I do. But I gotta get stuff done. I've got to finish the dishes because I've been just washing at what we need and keeping the sinks from smelling musty or whatever, but I've got to finish the dishes. I already did 2 loads today. I got to do another one. Okay, and where are you, baby? Where are you? Come here. Oh, one more of you. And next week I get to talk to my grandbaby. I also gotta plan how we're gonna go to Kingston that weekend. Because that's always $1,000 weekend for me. Well, not really. But usually we do takeout and I said to Arthur, did you save his Easter basket? And he said, yeah. I said, good, because I want to fill it up. He said, well, I'm glad. He said, I'm glad I didn't save it for no reason. Of course, Granny's got to fill it up. Fill it up. The toys, the clothes. His favorite is mini Easter eggs. Cadbury mini eggs. Ah. Oh. All right. Now, oh, it's getting toasty in here. Okay, first. Oh, we have a thing here in Canada. I haven't seen them in a while called Maltesers. They're like they're a chocolate ball with malted chocolate or whatever on the inside. Oh, they're so good. You put them in your mouth and they melt. Don't get me talking. I'm not huge on sweets, but once in a blue moon, you know. Excuse me. Okay. Wendy said to say hi to everyone. She had a very busy day today and was going down for a nap just before the live stream. So now what I gotta see here is it dark next? Okay, this would be like this. No. Like this. No, it's like this. I have this one backwards, I think. I have this one backwards. But, so until I figure out what's bugging me about that one, we'll stick with the regular size ones. Okay, so we have, we're doing it again, right? Okay. Oh, I do go this way. Okay, so. Okay, I do need another light across here. Okay, right. Okay, good. Good to know. But I'm going to iron these first. Hey, Brenda, how's it going? I'm going to iron these first and then figure out what lights I'm going to use next. And which way do I got to lay them? Because the next one is going to be across here. So they're going to be laid this way. Laid this way. Because that's the way they're going to go. No, I need another light. They're going to be laid this way. Okay, good. All right, now I know which way I got to lay them down. Thank you, Brenda, or Lena. Okay. This way. Right. How you doing today, Brenda? What time is it, folks? I've still got my Patreon live and another load of dishes to do. Howie and I are watching 2 new seasons of Grace. Not sure if it's BritBox, but it is on Prime. It's British, though. And there's 4 episodes in a season, but each episode's an hour and a half long, so it's like a movie every night. It's awesome. 3:41. Okay, thank you. Then I'm going to get these ironed, and I'm going to start the next block so that I know which way they're going to go. And then I will do my Patreon Live. So my Patreon Live may be a little bit late today, folks, but I am coming. And I might even play a little bit of music today, just because we missed it on Sassy Saturday. No music today, because I'll end up singing and I'll end up hurting my mouth. So it's really hard for me not to do things in a normal way, right? But I've been getting the laundry caught up. I got a bunch to fold. I'll be folding while I'm on my Patreon live. What setting am I at here? Rayon. Okay. Hey, Journey! How are you, darling? I think on Sunday, I'll put on an old movie. A couple old movies, and I'll sit and quilt. Okay. Did I say hi to you, Missy? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I had a dream last night. I had a dream that the family that's not talking to me came for tea. And it was like nothing had ever happened. It was really weird. But my door will always be open. Because you never know. Time has a way of either locking down resentments or healing wounds. It all depends on the person, right? It's beautiful. Yeah, it's now beautiful outside now. It's sunny. It's been snowing since last night. With my chickens and just watching them scratch and have fun. Oh, I miss chickens. I miss chickens. May not, may have them sometime. See, I miss laying hens. And I only want 3 or 4 of them, right? Like, think about it this way. When they're at peak production for like a year and a half straight. So 3 laying hens would give me 21 eggs a week. 18 to 21 eggs a week. That's a lot, right? You don't think about it, but that's a lot. One of my favorite things to do when I first got laying hens is I would go out. We didn't own the house, but I would go out and sit in the yard next to their little yard, have a cigarette, a cup of tea, and just watch them scratch. Listen to them chuckle and talk to themselves and to each other. I just miss them. There's something about chickens I just love. And for the joy of that, they give you presents. Hey, Jan, how you doing, honey? Okie dokie, artichoke. And next week, Arthur's on days, so I get to have Discord time with my grandbaby. Oh my goodness. I do miss my boys. Okay. We're getting there, folks. Little bit by little bit. Hey, edibles. How's it going? My edibles get pretty wild, too. Brum, bum, bum. Where is Freaky Geek? That made me think of Freaky Geek. Okay. Hugs back, sweetheart. How you been? Have I said, hi, Sarah. How are you, darling? Jan Coldwater, hi. Have I said hello to everybody? Raise your hand if I missed you. I know which one I'm using next. Oh. Well, now I'm worried. Where's Freaky Geek? Where's my Corey? Don't forget to leave a thumbs up, even though I'm just boring sewing and ironing. But I'm almost done here for today. I've got to iron these. I got to start the next one. And then I got to go get ready for I got to do a load of dishes and get ready for my live stream. My patrons live, which will probably run at about 4:30. A little bit late today. Okie dokie. And there we go. Okay. Off goes the iron. Well, that's Max. That's the other way around. Okay. Now, this, put you over here where you belong. And this is the way they're going to go. Nope, we're going to go like this. And then I just, hang on, where's Lena K? Darn. That's the way they're going to go. Okay, dark. Okay, so, oh, I thought I had some floral ones. There's a floral one. I might have to start looking for more light fabric. But I'll be cutting more next time, but I got one piece here that I can use to get things started here. And this is the way it goes. And we'll just leave that just like that. And it's all set up for the next time. I got 35 little pots ready to plant tomatoes, and I planted thyme, lettuce, cumin, basil, and parsley in my arrow garden. I threw mine out, you know that? I threw my arrow garden out because it didn't work as great as I thought it would. And there's also the fact that the only thing feeding those plants was chemicals and water. And I thought, do I really want to eat tomatoes in the winter, That so, but are you using it to start yours or are you using it just for that? Hey, Freaky! You missed it. I made my own pun today. Anybody plant a watch or a clock for extra time? Ha 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 ha. We know Freaky's here. Anyway, I'm done. I'm going to go do my live. I'm going to do a load of dishes. I'll put that load away. And then I'm going to go fold laundry while I visit with my Patreon friends. Yes, you will, because I made a joke. And then I said, where's Freaky Geek? He should have caught that kind of thing. So I love you guys. Take care. God bless. Thanks for keeping me company. And patrons, I will see you within the half hour anyway. Okay? Take care. God bless.